Y'all, it has got to be something wrong with the cast members of 90 Day Hunt for Love. I'm talking about every single one of them. They are basically sitting in the back of the bus, like absolutely licking windows.
A sweet old auntie. Thank you, subscribers, and my nieces and nephews, and all of y'all who have been here through the long haul. Shall we get into it? Oh, yes, we shall. It's time for Auntie to rise. Sweet old. It's time for Auntie to rise. It's time for Auntie to
So, y'all, in this episode of 90 Day Hunt for Love, Season 1, Episode 2, the boy who fell in a hot tub was Tim. Child, Tim was sitting his butt up to. I must say, I liked him. But Charlie fell in a hot tub with Jennifer, and Jennifer damn near died. This was a hot mess express. So as y'all know, last week we got our opportunity to halfway meet the cast. There's so many people on this particular cast that we don't know, we didn't even know existed until this episode. And then there's still other people who are on this cast that we still don't know exist. I don't know if they gonna make it. Fake it till they make it or what? Excuse me, y'all. But I just was like, this is really, really entertaining. The only thing about it that kind of gets my goat about it is that the 90 Day Fiance former cast members who are on this show, they're so worried about each other that the other people are probably just on the island. They're in what, Tulum? They're there for a whole month with these 90 Day reject cast members who time been ran out. And the only thing that they're talking about is causing mass chaos and confusion with one another. It's just diabolical. It makes you like sit back and be like, what in it? Like, I feel sorry for the cast. I would have been told them to send me back home. And that's just on everything. Send me back home. I want to rename this episode to You Are a Three. You are a three, Elise. And that's out of 10. You're down there. You're down at the bottom of the totem pole, boo. Because this episode, you showed your whole entire arch. Are we serious here? Girlfriend show her whole butt. Last episode, or the first episode rather, they met with one of the event coordinators on the island. She gave them two options. One was to do dating, and the other one was to take a class on how to flirt. So we have Courtney, is that her name? Usman, Colt, and Tiffany. And it may have been some other cast members, I just don't remember. So They put Courtney up with another gentleman. And Courtney doesn't know how to flirt without alcohol. She's awkward. She doesn't know what to say. Um, and she just bombs the whole thing. And I'm thinking to myself, I don't remember the woman who is teaching the class, the woman or the gentleman who's teaching the class, giving her really any advice. First of all, if you're dating someone or you're interested in dating somebody and not just a hookup, you're not going to get drunk like that. Matter of fact, it's unwise for you to get drunk like that because anybody can put something in your drink or whatever, and it can change the whole trajectory of your life for that one simple mistake that you make when you out there trying to date somebody. There's something going on between her and Usman where she is, just absolutely willing to throw Chantel under the bus. And we'll talk about the bus throwing that this child does. So anyway, after we have her go through that, the next couple that goes up is Colty and this girl, this black girl. Let me see if I can find her. Lexi. Is this her? Let me make sure because I think it's only one little token black girl on the show. Yeah, I think it's just this little one black little token. Hold on. So they hook Colty up with this particular woman. Her name is Lexi. Lexi thick up in the thighs, cute in the eyes, right? So she comes to the table and she's tatted. She's tatted. She has a nose ring. She's that kind of girl, right? So Colty is supposed to flirt with her. She's sitting at the table. Colty comes over to the table and he immediately zones into her tattoos. He asks her, is this her thing? Right? And she's like, what do you mean, my thing? He says, so is your body like, do you use your body to express, or is it like, art or whatever? So she was like, wait a minute, don't come at me like that, and she's laughing at Colty and she embarrasses him. He's trying to find, some type of common ground. But I think that her job was to embarrass him. I didn't see what he should have been embarrassed. I think that he did the right thing. He was nervous. He jumped out there real quick, and maybe he did not say it quite the way that he may have should have said it. But she knew what his intent was. And so, at the end, she just kind of tells him, don't come this way. She's laughing and all that kind of stuff, right? And her and Colty, she says, let's do a restart. And they do a restart with one another. And I just was like, what was the purpose of making him look bad? He's already very unattractive. He is out of shape, right? He's a has been, like all of them that are on this show. So I couldn't understand what the purpose of embarrassing him. Tiffany sits down at the table and she meets is it Chris, y'all? Y'all, was it Chris? I want to say it was Chris. They don't even have a bio on these people. It wasn't Carlo. Or was it Carlo? I don't know. Oh, thank you so much, Dot, for the 1999 super chat. Thank you, boo. So she sits down with a gentleman and they click. And they decide that they're going to go out and they're going to have a date with one another. And so I'm like, good on Tiffany, because to me, it just seems like Tiffany's there and not being serious about it and just signifying in everybody's business. I don't know why they always have to have, you know, a clown, a buffoon, if you will, but they do in every show. I think the buffoons are Jennifer, Courtney, and Usman. They're just buffoons. And Tiffany. So in this particular show, y'all, I'm trying to like it. I think it is different. It has a potential of being good, right? If we could just stay focused on them actually meeting love. So Tim falls into the Jennifer is in the tub, in the hot tub, and of course, y'all know they were supposed to be doing like the little speed dating thing. Timothy falls in, and she just doesn't have any type of conversation for him. Tim is just trying to tell her, hey, I know we started off on, a bad note or whatever, but really they didn't start off on a bad note. Jennifer is all, wants a piece of him. She wants to embarrass him. She wants to humiliate him in front of the cast, and she wants herself to look better than that. She was mistreated some kind of way. Tim was gay. um um Thank you so much, Megan, for the 4.99 super chat. I don't know if I should put that up there, that comment up there. Don't. Thank you, Megan. I don't want YouTube to think that I'm saying something. But thank you, Megan. So we look at this show. So of course Jennifer is mad at Timothy. She doesn't want to talk to Timothy, even though he's trying to reason with her. And she gets out. She's with the producer or whatever, and she ends up getting in the tub with Rob. Now, as we all know, Elise on last week's episode was kissing all over Rob, right? And they was having a little thing. Well, Rob made the mistake of having a conversation with this young lady, and just giving her too much attention. So when they go out to, this time they're supposed to be mingling with other people. And by Rob's admission, he moved too fast with this young lady. He really did. He allowed her, to drink. I don't know how much he had been drinking. I noticed that they serve drinks all day, but I'll never see no food. I don't see any peanuts or any type of salt or any kind of bread, nachos, bitch, something to absorb that, right? I'm observing how much alcohol they are being fed. And Rob, it was the first day everybody kind of let things get out of hand. And I think that that's what Rob did with Elise, right? And I think that he, invited someone who could possibly be out of control. And she was out of control. She was absolutely out of control with Rob. So Rob has decided that he gets an opportunity to be with Jen, and Jen wanted to be with him, and so he knew that he only had 2 minutes to be in that hot tub with her, and he made it work. And I know that Rob was in a relationship with Sophie. There was a lot of stuff that happened with Sophie, right? That made us not see the best of both Sophie or Rob. But I do believe that people do get a second chance at being an asshole, and or not. And I think that Rob needs to let all of that stuff that has happened with him in the past with Sophie because he told the girl about Sophie and he should not have, right? She claimed she did not know that he was on 90 Day Fiance. And I think for Rob, in order to have a fresh start, he really does need to stop bringing Sophie along with him in a little backpack, point blank. So Rob tries to, connect with Jennifer. Him and Jennifer like one another. He was attracted to her. And so he shot his shot. In the meantime, he had a conversation with Elise and had already told Elise, look, I'm not there. I moved too fast. And, she's like, either I'm in it. He was asking her, have you had given yourself an opportunity to meet any of the other people, any of the other people that are here? She said, no, I'm 100% with you or nah. So now Rob now has the verification that, this girl has locked into him. And now he realizes that he's made his mistake. And then Jennifer, everybody else that is going to be, dating Rob, they're all going to remember that. And so, Rob was like basically going with the flow, but and it's like it's what a lot of people do, male and female, when they go out on these dates and stuff like that. They just let it get too far. And I just think that Rob should have an opportunity to meet other people. Honey, Elise them went the fuck off and got all up in his face and was telling him that he just wants to screw her and all this, and that Rob had said that he wanted to F her, and Rob was like, show the receipts. She couldn't show the receipts, but she showed other messages where Rob was just being a guy. Y'all let me know if y'all think Rob did anything wrong. I didn't think Rob did anything wrong. He's on a show to date people, and he should give himself an opportunity to date every woman that's on there without retaliation, without bullying, without this girl doing any of this. Rob should be able to flow. This girl don't went completely off. And then Courtney's sitting up there saying that Rob is the bad guy. No, see, you don't even know what's going on because you running after Usman because Usman couldn't get Chantel. Now Usman is mad at Chantel because she didn't call him a scammer. He sits up around everybody and tell them if she was a guy, he'd have bust her in the daggone face. And so, Coty goes back being messy until Chantel, and Chantel was like, honey, I take Brazilian, whatever. I'll whoop his what. And so next thing you know, Chantel over there, Usman face, and she tells him, you want to fight me? I heard that you said something that was really disrespectful. And so he's like, what? And she said, you said that if I was a man, you would have hit me. He said, yeah, I would have. And so, Chantel was like, you don't say nothing like that. He was like, you didn't have a right to call me a scammer. And she was like, I felt like I did. And I'm gonna tell you right now, who hasn't called him one? Who hasn't called him one? If it walks like a duck, it's a duck. He thought that he was gonna come there and get his chance to be with Chantel. Chantel don't know whether or not she like women or men. She's confused right now about her sexuality. So this was the last place she needed to be. I don't believe that she's over Pedro. I think that she's still into this man. She knew she couldn't be with him. She married him, at what, 24, 25 years old? And they made the show. Chantel and people like that and Paul and all that, they made this show what it is. And we're just not gonna get that authenticity anymore. It's done. The old show that we all are still hanging on to, I think looking, and praying for a spark of what was, y'all, it's over. It's just everything to me. It's just overly produced. So Chantel pulled her head back and said, go ahead on. You want to fight me? He like, no, I don't fight women. She said, do you want to hit me in my face? Do you want to fight me? What you want to do? She walks away and she's mad. Here's the thing that really irritated me about it was that Colty stirred the pot, but he didn't come over there to protect her. He didn't put his man pants on and walk over there and stand behind what he had just told to Chantel. That caused Chantel to go and confront Usman. Usman is saying that he wants this relationship with Chantel when there's another gentleman who is interested in Sean and I mean not Chantel. Um, oh my God, Courtney. Was I calling her Chloe? No, I think I was calling her Courtney. He likes her, and I'm just like, for what? This girl is a airhead and she wants to drink. She can't have a conversation, according to what she said, without a couple of shots. Jennifer and Rob, they're clicking up. They're really liking each other. And I like the fact that they are liking one another. I just do. I think that he on the show, he making it do what it do. He's interesting. He seems to be very attractive because the women is falling all over him, right? It appears from right now that he can have whomever he wants to have on that daggone cast. But but I'm just like, okay, yeah. What else happened on this episode other than the least going balls to the wall? I just could not believe it. Tim, he's gotten blackballed so bad by Jennifer that, he's like, I don't know whether or not anybody even is going to find themselves attracted to me. Why he puts on his foot, he puts on his little footy socks, okay, to massage his feet and soften his feet at the bottom. I said, I know that's right, Tim. I like those too. But I also like to go to the spa and have them do it for me. But anyway, I guess he's in Tulum. He's like, I gotta take care of my grooming and my self-care and stuff like that. And yeah, I absolutely liked him. What else happened on this show? I don't think it was anything else on this show that makes me want to, put a whole long investment in it. Plus I got a lot of stuff going on and I'm so goddamn tired. Y'all, in the next couple of minutes, I'm gonna come out here and I'm gonna talk about this bullshit with Angela and Michael because so many of y'all have hit me up about it. I'm gonna tell you right now, I really frankly don't care about Angela and Michael. I'm only doing it for the love of y'all because I'm telling you right now, this couple is played out and I just don't understand what it is. But I'm gonna come on out here. We're gonna talk about it. I'm gonna throw some thumbnails up so y'all can know, what the shows are. Thank you all so much for supporting me as I struggle through these shows because I really am struggling through them because it's just the same old, it's the same old over and over and over and over and over again. It really is. I did like the fact that Tiffany met up with that guy and that he speaks Spanish. He's been teaching himself Spanish and going to classes, and the two of them click. So I'm hoping that Tiffany has something to do and they give her some type of role or something, some responsibility, because so far she's just been messy. Okay. Anyway, I love you all so much. And until we meet again, y'all be safe out there in those streets and in the water. Bye, y'all.